Hi there, everybody. Right, I'm going to do another one of these. It's the end of February, so yeah, here's my February art dump. So I did do one last month. Oh, by the way, apologies if you can hear any loud noises. There are people with hammers and things, and lots of practical stuff going on outside. So yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that, but that's what that is. And sorry, yeah, but I have to do this now because it's getting really close to the end of the month. So yeah, I'll start with this. This is a picture that I did. This was one of my Fan Art Friday pictures at Beezy on Twitter. He does a lot of original characters. Most of his stuff is original. He has a lot of followers, so I thought, yeah, I'll do this for Fan Art Friday, and this is Ash, one of his OCs. I'm quite pleased. That was it. That was my first February drawing, apparently. Now this is Blair. This is one of mine. Because yeah, I've been drawing a lot of the femme fatale characters, and we're starting to come up with a lot of ideas for other characters that exist within the femme fatale universe. And yeah, so I thought, originally I had this idea that this character could be like the sort of the anti Claire Kitty, because Claire Kitty is the lead singer of femme fatale, and so I thought maybe she could have like a rival. So that's what this design is all about. I tried to make a kind of a darker kind of sort of slightly metal version of Claire. But when I explained some of my ideas to Julie, she came up with this idea because I think now we're moving into more of a direction of this is one of Claire's old school friends, and there's a bit of a complication about their history because they don't quite remember it properly. And we've had some really good ideas, and so I think maybe this isn't going to be a singer in another band or anything. So we're coming up with some new angles for this. Now we've got a little animated GIF here, because this is Claire Kitty. So this is the good one. No, yeah. So I made this for the Femme Fatale Twitter page, and yeah, this didn't take an incredibly long time because it's quite a basic GIF. I did most of the work just on the still, and it was just a matter of just adding some colours in a sequence. And this is all done in Sketchbook. Like all of the digital art you're going to see was done in Sketchbook, a free software you can download. It's great. I mean, it gives you just enough to be able to do things like this, and yeah, I love it. So yeah, that's Claire on stage, and she's wearing a dress that's kind of I got that idea from the Blue Man Group. Some of you may have seen the live show they did, where they did a cover of "I Feel Love" with Venus Hum. That's where that dress comes from. It's just something that they would do in their show, and I ripped it off. It's the same colour sequence basically, and yeah, the way the light moves. That's all inspired by that. And I really thought, because this month I thought I've got to do more artwork of Ema, my alien cop OC. So yeah, more original stuff here. I wanted to, because I'm quite a fan of this sort of style of shading. Also, I don't draw a lot of characters from the back. That is something that I still struggle with. I think I'm getting a little bit better. So she's sort of looking over her shoulder. She's a bit like an owl from the looks of it. She can kind of swivel her head right around. It's a bit weird. But yeah, so maybe that's something that I need to work on. But I'm quite pleased how this came out. I think I had to play about with the proportions a bit because her head was a bit too big at first. It's one of those things where I didn't really notice how big her head was until I got to the end of the drawing, and so I had to shrink that down a bit. And also her ray gun, because that's been a bit inconsistent, and it's one of the things that I tend to be a bit fickle with. because like, at one point she had a really bulky, massive ray gun. It was like the same design as that, but just much bigger. So yeah, and again, that didn't take me too long to do. I just kind of threw that one together quite quickly. Now this is something that I did for my Instagram account, because I remember walking to work and I had this idea. It just kind of randomly came into my head. I kind of like the idea of doing a humorous sequence of drawings with Officer Ema, and she's kind of doing heroic things. And you won't see it here, but on my Instagram, when you flip through these, because it's all in a collection of images, so when you swipe through them, you'll see the little bit from the film Clue, where it's like, that's what could have happened, what about this? And then it moves on to the next one. So you have her doing another heroic thing. There she is. She's just saved a child. By the way, I quite like that bug-like alien, because I just kind of randomly drew that just for the sake of this gag that I'm doing. And yeah, I quite like her. I might take that design and work with it some more. So anyway, that was the second variation of this, and the third one is just her doing paperwork. So that's like the huge laugh that it gets. Oh, this is one of the few drawings where I thought I'd give her this wrist device. You can see that on her wrist, and it's for communication. It can project little holograms and things like that. It's an idea that I'm just playing about with a bit, and this is another one of the femme fatale selfies. By the way, Claire, the one in the middle, she was created by Julie Kitsuli, as was Lena, the tall one on the right. I came up with the other one, Rita, the dog. There's another character that I've been quite fickle with. Rita, I'm finding myself drawing her slightly differently each time I draw her. I'm quite inconsistent with her height, as with Claire as well. Whenever I draw Claire, I can never really tell if she's, because I think she looks better slightly taller, because I like to give her quite long legs, but here she's clearly not. She's always going to be shorter than Lena, no matter how I draw her. Anyway, but definitely Rita. I started on a new drawing of Rita, which you'll probably see in the next video I do, and I'm starting to realise that I'm not being very consistent. But I think what I need to do is just go back and look at all the different versions of these characters and how I've drawn them differently, and just think about what worked and what do I like, all the best things about each version. And that way I might be able to settle on a final look. And then this was the last one I did for the Femme Fatale Twitter. So again, yeah, both of these characters, Claire and Kimmy the Hedgehog, they both belong to Julie. And because it's another slightly humorous one, because in the previous one, the other two were kind of playing jokes on her. That was the little gag in that one. And here I thought it might be a nice subtle little thing to have these little spikes, like the quills from Kimmy's head, just stuck in Claire's face, and she's trying really hard to force a smile in this one. So yeah, I'm very cruel to my characters. So that's the last of those pictures I did. I'm thinking about doing some more and using them to introduce more of the characters from that world. This is another one. These are characters Griffin and Michael, and they were created by the Atomic Ace on Instagram. Because I'd had a lot of likes from Atomic Ace in the past, so I really thought I want to have a go at drawing Griffin and Michael in my style. This is actually based on an actual an original drawing. So yeah, and that was really cool to do. I haven't done this is the only drawing of these two I've done, but I like how this came out. And another drawing of Kimmy. I did this one very recently, and it's mainly because I've not been doing the same live streams, the drawing room live streams that I've done quite over the past few weeks, but I just thought I did this anyway because I still want to make sure that I'm doing like a special drawing for Instagram every weekend. So yeah, even though I wasn't going to stream it, I thought I'll draw it anyway. And I'm sort of, because this particular image, like the purpose of this one, I'm going to sort of take it and add it to kind of a mock album cover, because I'm trying to design a femme fatale album cover, like their debut album. So yeah, I've already done Claire. I think I've done all of them except Rita and Becca. I think there's the only two. You'll see those when they come out. So a lot of you might not know about these characters, but there will be more of them. So, and this is this was part of an art trade. On Twitter not too long ago, I said, if you want me to draw your characters, then I'll be happy to do that. And here are some examples of my own OCs. So feel free to try those. And so I did some art trades, and this was my art trade with Julie Kitsuli, because she said she wanted her avatar, the kind of Kitsune character, based on herself, with her cat Dot on her shoulders. Dot, by the way, is Julie's cat who passed away sadly at the start of this year. So that's like a little tribute, because she misses Dot, and yeah, it was nice to get to do that. I'm pleased with this one, and there's some more art trades now. So this was for Lizard GG, I believe. Is that right? I'm just going to make sure I'm remembering this. Okay. And one of the things that he told me is that his OC doesn't wear a suit, because the kind of separation line between the lighter part of the tummy area and his spotted outer part, that's meant to be all part of the same body. That was one thing he made very clear. From his response when I posted it, he seemed to really like it, so that's cool. Okay, now this is a character. If you follow at Microlastic Fan, you'll see a lot of these. This guy has a lot of people doing fan art of his OC. I believe this character is just called Micro. I think that's right. And he has these two furry friends that follow him around. So that's really cute. Because I don't draw a lot of humans. That's the funny thing, because I draw so many animals that this was a bit of a challenge, because I'm never really that confident at drawing arms or legs, or that doesn't always go very well for me. Now let me see if I can remember. I've got my iPad here, so yeah, because this was the first art trade that I did this month. At DTCW1909, and this character is Pesca. Is like an orange character from Italy, and is very lovable. I had a good time drawing that one. And this is Sarah N. Dippity. This is another Fan Art Friday piece I did a few days ago for Atrox Chobatsu. If you go to at Atrox Chobatsu on Twitter, and yeah, because this is another one of those artists who I've known about for a long time, and I really like this character Sarah. The idea is that she's like a toon, and she just gets into a lot of wacky hijinks and things like that. So I just had this image that I thought pretty much sums up the character. And it turned out pretty much exactly as I wanted to, and that's quite a hard thing to do. I still find that it's really hard to have, like, if you see an image in your head and you try and draw it, doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. So I'm pleased with this one because it more or less matches up to what I was hoping for. And yeah, Aatrox said some lovely things about it. Please check out his work. Now this is, I can't remember who requested this, but this was a request on DeviantArt. And I'm sure most of you recognise this. This is Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia. And the bit where he's trying to find the reversal spell while sitting on this book, and he's heading into a whirlpool, and it's very intense. And finally we have this little thing, and this is another one that, and this wasn't for anything really. I just like this idea. This image came into my head, and it's another one of those things I was just sort of doing something else, and somehow I just like the idea of someone taking a dog for a walk in space. Why not? Let's just do stuff like that. And again, I'm pleased with this because that's more or less what I was hoping it would look like. Because it's really not that hard to do space images. I'm finding it's not that hard. You can have a lot of fun designing spacesuits and things, and even the planet down there. Because it's not. There's nothing really that grand about it, but I managed to kind of bluff my way through that and make it look quite reasonable. So now we're on to the sketches. These are from my sketchbook. Just got a few of these, not too many. As I said, I'm trying to draw more pictures of Ema, and this is Ema with her fiance, because her whole story is her fiance has gone missing. But I thought I need to design him. I need to get an idea of what he looks like. This is the only image I've drawn of him, I think, and I still haven't named him. I haven't come up with a name, because I'm always trying to think that the names, because Ema is kind of like Emma but spelled differently, so it sounds a bit more otherworldly. So I'm trying to do the same thing with him, and I'm trying to come up with just think of a name and adjust it slightly so it seems like an alien kind of thing. But yeah, so that gives you a rough idea of what they would have looked like when they were together, when they were about to get married. Now these characters, these also don't have names, but these are two troll characters, and there is a bit of a story behind this one. I was having a look at some live streams from Addie Marie on Instagram. We follow each other, and she does some beautiful work, and she just uses her phone. I think with Instagram, when you do live streams, you have to just hold your phone over whatever it is you're doing. I just watched her sketching away, and she does these drawings so quickly, and they look beautiful, and I find it really impressive. And I told her about the troll character that I came up with a while back, Gale, and she's appeared in some of my live streams. She's actually part of the pattern that I put there in the background. And yeah, I haven't done an awful lot with her, but I sent Addie some one drawing that I'd done, and then from that she came up with some more characters. So we thought we could have some friends for Gale, and as I said, they don't have names yet, but there are two of them. And what I did here was I tried to redraw, like just kind of directly copy what Addie had done, so I could get an idea of how these characters work, how you're supposed to draw them. And over here, that's me drawing them from memory, and I'm not that happy with these. I don't think they look as good. They don't look as exuberant. So I might have to work on that some more. So that's not brilliant. More drawings of Ema, different facial expressions. So again, still trying to make sure that this year I'm going to try and draw more pictures of Ema. I think she has the potential to be a very interesting character. There's more here. Working on a pose. I think because I'm still not that good at kind of drawing characters sort of kind of mid movement, and that's something that I'm still clearly having some difficulty with. Now here we have, right, there are some pictures of foxes on here that they're part of this idea that I've not really put a lot of thought into. I'm just calling it Vixen, and it's like a team of foxes in outer space. And also on her side you can see Peggy wearing her awards ceremony outfit. So she's sideways, she's on her side. I think there's another one. Yeah, she's pretending to be an aeroplane there for some reason. I don't know why. But I kind of like the idea of Peggy enjoying the fact that she gets to dress up. I think that's something that she probably quite likes. And over in the corner we've got Becca comforting Claire about something. That is just a little experimental thing. I'm just practicing on like emotions and stuff. And above that I'm just sort of practicing drawing character faces. So nothing too interesting there. And this is another character from Vixen. I wanted one of them to be a cyborg. Maybe there's a story behind, like something happened to her or something. I don't know. But yeah, this is. I don't know. Do I have any more? No, I don't. So I don't have a lot to say about that character. But that's part of the Vixen thing that I have that I might be working on. And this is another femme fatale character. I thought it'd be funny to have a cow named Madonna. So I've tried to draw a sort of Madonna-style cow, and yeah, there are some ideas. I don't know how that's going to play into it, but there you have it. That is the end of my February art dump. Thank you all very much for watching it. I am off to the pub.